one. Oh, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Little technical difficulties, but we are back, and I am very proud. Have a bright future in our track community. My girl is with me, Catrina Rocha. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for one of the best to ever do it, to come out of Massachusetts. Thank you, Kat. Let's just dive into it because you have a lot going on. So, like I said, I want to give a special salute to all of our followers who pay attention to Coach H Live. And for me, I think I have a very special person. I'm interviewing North Shore's finest. I believe with sincerity, track and field of Massachusetts royalty. The Rocha family has done nothing but justice to the track community here. We're going to give a shout out to Dad, Mom, especially you, Kat, and your brothers. If you have not been inducted into the MSTCA Hall of Fame, I consider you a future Hall of Famer. Do you still have the school record in the girls' mile or the 5K?
I never ran the 5K in high school, but the mile, I might have it at Peabody High, but not at the state level. I believe it was broken by someone a couple years ago.
Grace
Maybe,
Conley, I think.
maybe. I honestly don't even know. But I think I might still have the school one,
I
not the
think so.
state
There's a
one.
young lady, Devasta. Your uncle will be able to tell you. Devasta, she's pretty tough. Maybe like a 520 girl, senior. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my homegirl, Kat, has taken her talents. Catrina Rocha, former state champion here at Peabody High School, took her talents to Providence, and now she's taken her talents to the sideline, and she's now joined us all in the coaching ranks. And it's been a year or so since I've seen Kat. I just want to just touch base with you since you've been coaching now and just how that's working out for you. So my first question is really a statement. You know that I'm not shocked on where you are currently in your career. This is from the outside looking in. It's like you go to the art museum, you see the art on the wall. And so for me, the art says this girl comes from amazing mom and dad. Uncle's one of the best coaches ever to do it. Siblings, cousins are some of the best runners the state's ever seen. What was it like growing up with a family that more than one person, especially your parents and uncles, are knowledgeable of track and field and cross country?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful that I had that in my life, a plethora of coaches surrounded by me. I just had my parents, my uncles, and they also ran, so that made it better. But, I think I had all that coaching support from even a young age, even when I didn't run. I played soccer my whole life, and my dad was my coach usually when I was younger, and kind of got used to that when I was young playing soccer. But then as soon as I got to high school, after I quit soccer my freshman year, and gave cross country a chance and indoor and outdoor all 3 seasons, you kind of get the feel, all of that support. My mom is very knowledgeable, my dad is very knowledgeable, and I don't think I'd be here with the knowledge that I have if I didn't have them, as well as continuing to learn throughout my college years with Ray being my coach, and now that I work for him, still learning. So, I'm just absorbing, trying to absorb it all. Like, even when I was younger, I think subconsciously I was absorbing stuff, because they were so knowledgeable in the coaching area. Like, pick up little things that now I sometimes use with some of our athletes or my brothers. So I'm very grateful that I had that surrounded, like had that was in that environment my whole life pretty much. But there was really no pressure as a coaching in the coaching stance. Like, my dad, but at the same time, he was my coach at practice, but we went home and it was like, it was over. He wasn't my coach anymore. He was my
His
dad,
dad.
which is what you want. It's a good balance, and as well as with my mom.
So let's start this journey. Freshman year, talented soccer player. You took your talents to run full seasons indoor, outdoor, cross country. Then you graduate PB High, hands down one of the best. Make it to Foot Locker. You have options. Why did we take our talents to Providence? And why the legendary Coach Ray Tracy to guide you on your next 4 years in undergrad?
Yeah, I had a couple of options. All the schools I went to, the coaches were great, and I really liked the schools, the four that I visited, and I came to PC on an unofficial and talked to Ray. I mean, on an official, and I talked to Ray, and it kind of just really felt like home, as well as the team. I immediately felt comfortable and felt like this is a place I could really see myself for the next 4 or 5 years. It was really like a family feel, which I was really hoping to feel from high school because our high school team was so close. I really wanted that in my college team. And I came here and I knew the academics that I wanted were here. And then just with the coaching, you can't get any better really than Ray. And Tim was here my sophomore year as well. So you can't get any better than that. And that was just a great mix. It was a smaller school, only an hour and a half from my home. So I still got that support from my parents and could go home if I needed to, which I never really did because I loved it so much. But yeah, I think what sold me was the environment, the culture, the coaching, all kind of just fit what I was looking for and somewhere where I really wanted to be and felt like I would make a difference, hopefully, throughout my 4 or 5 years.
And certainly you did make a difference being part of some amazing teams that ran at a high level, at the national level. Um, Remind me, your freshman year was what year?
2013.
What has changed in the last 10 years in Providence?
That's crazy to think. It's been 10 years since I started here, which is kind of a full circle moment. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely, the physical aspect of the campus has changed at Providence. Our facilities are much better than when I was here. The culture, the athletics in general are so high level at PC now. We have soccer teams making an NCAA tournament. We have, the hockey teams making NCAAs and basketball who made it to Sweet 16. So, all the athletic teams are getting really good and we've been consistently good as well, running, track and field and cross country, making it to NCAAs, having high placers in those meets. So that kind of has changed. Everything has been kind of high, like everything's better, which is like amazing in a small school like this. You don't find that very often, a Division I program in the Northeast where a lot of sports are really good. So that definitely I've seen it grow, physically the facilities. We have an innovation lab that's amazing, high tech recovery tools, snap pods, float tanks, Normatec pants, a beautiful
Wow.
outdoor track and indoor track and all the facilities you really need. So that definitely changed throughout the years. It wasn't here. And now all the kids kind of have that to their disposal. But regards to the culture of PC, it really is a Friar family. That hasn't changed. I graduated from here from grad school and left for a couple years. And then when I got hired here, it was like I really never left. So it's a really cool feeling to still have that. You walk in the office and you still feel like you never missed a beat, and you really feel a part of something. So, I'm grateful for Ray and the staff here and Tim for allowing me to come back and just feeling like home again.
So many people don't know you're my homegirl, right? Because we have things in common. We're foodies,
Mhm.
and you and I can appreciate a good donut. And you're the one that got me like, yeah, donuts. So, my foodie in
Mhm.
common, we just had the holidays.
Mhm.
What was some of your three go-to dishes?
Okay.
Like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. What was some go-to dishes?
Yeah, yeah. So chicken parm, that was definitely one of my favorites. My dad makes some great chicken parm. Fish tacos. And then my dad
Mr.
made,
Rocha with the fish
yeah,
tacos, huh?
he's killing it. Not all Portuguese food up in the Rocha household, which is nice sometimes. Um, so those two for sure. And then my mom can make a pretty good pizza. So those are definitely the top three. And then ice cream for dessert as always. I used to work at Treadwell's, and we used to get that. We get that all the time when I'm home. So dessert's a whole nother category, though. That would take too long for this podcast.
So, kids, you see that? If you put in the work, you can have a cheat day. Cat put in
Always,
the work, you
always.
deserve one. Cat, like we stated before, when you competed, you were one of the best at every level. High school, you got to college, you competed at a high level.
Thank
Do
you.
you see some of these qualities of yourself in some of the younger athletes that you're recruiting and coaching?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a great number of athletes on our team that have, those qualities. As a runner, you have to have some of those qualities, competitive, disciplined, enjoying the sport of it all. And I can definitely see some of the qualities in some of the athletes that we have. They're 10 times more talented than I was. Some of them,
Never.
yes. Making it to NCAAs and, placing really high in cross country already as young athletes too, um, and placing high at the Big East meet or winning Big East. We have those types of athletes, which is amazing. So, I see some of the same qualities, but I would definitely say our girls are a little bit more talented than I was. They have the great coaching behind them with Ray and Tim, as well as all the high tech stuff, facilities and stuff that we have now. They're great, and I'm excited to kind of see where they all go from now.
I got to pop your collar, though. They actually have someone like you, an alumni who understands what it takes. So do not, you have a lot of value in that
Thank
aspect.
you.
Alumni, and you've been to the top of that mountain. As you know, climbing that mountain will come with the ups and downs. And we're speaking to our future collegiate athletes. College has its ups and downs, and that's life circumstances, and we are not exempt. How did you, Kat, navigate your academic excellence? Because you're a great student, but maintaining the balance of being um, at a school and a program that had their eyes on like the natties. So you're balancing your academics, and this isn't Franklin Park and Rentham, like natties. How did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
balance that?
Yeah, I mean, I think every college student kind of goes through that transition where they have to find a balance between their academics and athletics. I really believe that, if you're doing well in the classroom, you're doing well on the track and vice versa. They go hand in hand kind of. If you're really stressed in school, sometimes it doesn't translate on the track and vice versa. So, finding that balance is really good. And I think what really helped me find that balance was the people that I had around me. We had great support here, academic wise and athletic wise, as well as the culture of the team. We always ate together, and then right afterwards we'd go study together. And be in the apartment together studying at the times that we needed to be studying. If we wanted to be good, we needed to do all the right things. So that meant keeping our academics in order. So if we had to do it together, we would. There have been many late nights in the student athlete lounge, but we got it done. And I think finding those supports on the team and in the library or wherever it may be, academic support, I think that helped a lot, finding that balance. I wanted to be the best I could be on the track, and that meant I had to do what I needed to do in the classroom to be able to do that.
Thank you. Prospective runners seeking to run at Providence, whether you are a walk on, whether you're a high recruit, what is Ray looking for? And what are you identifying? If you show up to a meet, what is Ray or you looking at in a boy or a young lady seeking to come to Providence?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously overall a great, student athlete, so that means not just, their times in the track and on what they're doing on the cross country course, but also in the classroom. You do go to college to get a degree, so, make sure, your academics are able to get into PC, and you would excel here academically and be successful afterwards as well. So we look for that in a student. And then athletic wise, obviously if your times are there, for our standards, but more importantly, that you're a hard worker and you're buying into the team culture that we have here, as well as the coaching staff, trusting in your coaches and as well as your teammates to make you the best that you can be, on the track and off the track. I think that's what we kind of look for, someone that's going to come in here and want to be a part of this team and really make a difference and, support one another for sure. And, come out of here with, a degree, but also with some great times and hopefully some really good friends, and some accolades with the team. So yeah, I think we're just looking for all around someone that can come in here and, make a difference and, kind of buy into what we're selling.
So is it? It's a year now that you're on the sideline.
Yep, this is my second year
Second year.
going into it.
Can you share your first or a standout coaching OMG moment?
Mhm. Yes. So I would have to say, so I'm in my second semester going into winter and spring. But all last year, I think, was like an OMG moment. Everything was just from getting the opportunity to come back to the cross country season to, we had athletes make out NCAA outdoors. I think everything was just an OMG moment, like everything was just eye opening. And I was just so grateful to be here. And it was just wild to think after 9 or 10 years that I could be back here. I think so that I've still kind of all processed everything with on top of like taking everything in from what Ray was teaching me and Tim was teaching me. So everything was kind of an OMG moment, every success, every failure. But I think now that I've kind of gotten past that and super excited to build on what our success was last year, I think our OMG moment for now, because we still have indoor and outdoor, so hopefully we'll have a couple more OMG moments, but was our Big East cross country meet that we had this year. We hosted it at Attleboro, so it was a home meet, essentially, a big meet for us. We haven't hosted it ever, so it was really cool to kind of put it on, and Tim did a great job with it. So we came in second on both the men and women, but we haven't placed that high in a couple of years now, and we had an individual champion as well. So it was just an amazing OMG moment to see all the girls and guys kind of rally with each other. Yeah, we didn't win the Big East titles. The women were close to a really good ranked Georgetown team, and we had an individual winner. So it was just awesome to see. Even though we didn't win, the girls were so for our freshmen that won and just for each other that like they did this, they came in second. Last year they were fifth or whatever they were, and now they're second, and they could see their success and all their hard work kind of, coming through for the last couple seasons. And, I think that was an OMG moment because it was more exciting for me to be able to see how excited they were for each other and for the team than, even when I or won Big East or when our team won Big East. Like it was a great feeling to just kind of see these women come together and just be so supportive of one another. And you don't find that a lot, which is really awesome.
10 years ago, you're competing at the high level and you're still training. Did you see this in the cards? Sideline coaching?
I honestly didn't really realize I wanted to be in this field until probably my senior year of college. So I went to school to be an elementary and special ed teacher. That was my major. And then
I'm sorry for intervening. I want to ask.
Yeah.
Is dad and uncle and mom teachers?
Yeah, they're all teachers.
That's what I thought. So I could see.
Yeah, they're all.
All right, you're still teaching, but yeah.
Yeah. So when I was injured my senior year, I was injured for almost a year. And I was kind of in that supportive role, as a captain of the team. I was kind of just sidelines. Obviously, I couldn't do anything athletically. So all I could really do was support the girls, and being able to support them on the sideline, even though it was incredibly hard not to be able to participate my senior year of college, it was just great to be able to be on the other side of things. And I think I got a taste of that, which was kind of like coaching, even though I was doing no coaching. I was just, going to the meets and cheering them on. Just seeing how happy they were after meets, or like trying to pick them up if, something happened. I got a taste of that my senior year. And then I think that's kind of something that triggered me in my mind. After I'm done running competitively, I think I want to kind of give it a try. So I think it's kind of started there. And then after, when I was running after college, I kind of felt like it was that going in that direction.
Shout out to the club. What, it's Ocean State?
Yeah, I ran for Ocean State.
Shout out to Ocean
Ray,
State.
yeah, Ray coaches the athletes there, and Jordan Mann, runs the club.
Shout out to Jordan.
Yeah.
Um, so you've been around the sport, but some things that I've noticed, and I think the younger generation, it's important for them to hear some of the gems you can drop on this. So, like you joined Providence 10 years ago, but over the years, have you seen, especially post COVID, because we see it at the high school level, the anxiety, the stress, eating disorders, any disorder, mental, the diet. What can you share to us as high school coaches and high school athletes that will hear this so that no matter where they go to their respective college, to the word I'm trying to say, how to address their issues? Because you don't want to bottle that stuff inside, and then you get on campus, you start to unravel. Like you said, like if you're not focused in the classroom, it's going to be hard to translate
Mm-hmm.
on the track. And then if it's the mental, it's the eating, and then that affects, you need the mental and the diet as runners. Could we talk about eating disorders and the mental stuff and how that's impacted athletes?
Yeah, I mean, I think mental health has been a prominent thing, nowadays, and we're doing a good job. I think in colleges now we're having more resources. Like, here we have a nutritionist on campus just for student athletes, and as well as sports psych to help any student athletes. And our office is always open if kids are struggling and you want to just come in and feel comfortable and just talk to us. But, that's not my profession. I can't help, the women and men with that, so all I can do is really, listen to them and then hopefully refer them to, the proper help that they might need, whether that be sports psych or nutritionist or something. But I think, as high school coaches, the biggest thing you can do is just, be open and be supportive. In both those fronts, mental health or eating disorders, you want to make sure your athletes are comfortable coming to you if they're struggling. Make them feel like they can come and talk to you about these things that are really hard to talk about as young student athletes. It's not easy to admit, you're struggling, and that's okay. And even at the college level, it's still hard to admit that. So making sure you can have a open dialogue with kids and be open and be comfortable so they can feel like they can come to you and then you can refer to them, you know. Also educating them as best as possible. You might not have all the right answers, but someone might. And, just letting them know there are people out there that can help, and just giving them, the right education tools to kind of, process all the stuff that they may be feeling and, going through. Because being a kid now is hard. A high school student athlete is hard. Same thing with college. It's very hard, but we get through it, and we have so many resources at all levels that, kids become very successful even when they are struggling.
Um, Probably one of my favorite questions I'm going to ask you. Why is it important? This is for you young ladies out there. Why is it important that more women join the coaching ranks?
I think it's important because it's for someone, for people and women to look up to, having these women in, head coach roles is really cool to see. If you look at NCAA, a lot of the top teams are coached by women, and that just shows, what women in that position could really do. Even when I was here 10 years ago, we did have a woman on staff, Steph Riley, who's at Holy Cross, and that made a big difference, on top of Ray's, great coaching. We had Steph, who was also a great coach, but also a woman. So you could relate to her, if you needed to go for her for something. I think having people in these roles is women in these roles are great. It's someone that you can relate to easier rather than maybe a male. And, it just depends on the person. Some people are comfortable talking about, certain things with with their male coaches, but some people are, comfortable talking with women, and having that option, here at PC or wherever you are, is great. And I think we really need more people in that position, so women feel more comfortable, with any aspect that they need help with or coming to, it just might be, a better, we have all these positions in track and field, and getting to see, women in these high roles inspires me, at least. I
Yeah.
want to be these coaches that, are winning,
You
NCAA
will, and
titles,
you are on your
one
way.
day. And I look up to
You're
them.
on
Thank
your
you.
way.
Thank you. I tried to learn from whatever they're doing. But yeah, it's great to see. And it's great for young girls to see that as well, just in case they ever want to take that path.
You already answered that a question I wanted to ask. For the time being, you're done competing. But I think it's important that people understand that we all can inspire each other. So I've said, Cav, you always inspired me.
Thank you.
Your support for your family, the sport. And I need to have more of a statement to you. I want you to keep your promise. I need you to keep being the amazing person that you are, the vibrant and authentic self that you are, because the world needs more cats. So you got to promise me that you're not going to switch up. We need you. But what I felt, is it safe to say, I led it in my little introduction, is the Rocha Brass family combined is track royalty. But I was thinking about questions. I was like, man, if you add up your uncle's children, your siblings, your dad and your mom, I don't know if there's another family in Massachusetts that has more state champions. I'm just going to be honest, right?
I have no
So with
idea.
that being said, with all this high level, what was like kickball growing up with your cousins? With everyone, like, trying to think, Shane was mid distance, but like, before everyone started getting into like the distances, we were all sprinters and soccer players, right? What was that like? With all this talent.
Right.
It must have been competitive.
Yeah, it was competitive. It was a fun competitive environment. So, I was the only girl in our, around our cousins. So I was playing with a bunch of guys, playing street hockey or wiffle ball, soccer. So it was always competitive. No wonder we were playing. And once the parents got involved, if we had a family volleyball game, that was even, it was fun though, and it is
Oh,
competitive,
that
but it's
must be
always
serious. The family
the
volleyball game must
stories,
be serious.
stories. But it was awesome. It was great to kind of grow up like that. And I think it taught me a lot when I started running competitively or whatever in high school and playing soccer, more seriously, not competitively, I guess. Learning from the guys, always wanting to be better, and stuff like that. So, but it was fun more than anything else.
Wait, hold on. So wait, Fernando has no girls?
He has a younger girl now. I think she's in middle school or high school, but
Oh, you
she
have a
was
younger
two
cousin, but you didn't. Oh, when you were growing up, there
when
was
I was
no
growing up.
girls.
So all of my, like, Ben, Evan, Marcelo, Claudio, like all of them, my age, it was just boys. So it was
Oh,
just
yeah, you're the
me,
only one.
pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
fellas, she shaped you guys. We know that. That's why Marcelo, Shane, and Claudio got on the course like, yo, I'm not losing to you because my sister was destroying me. So I see how that works. I see how that one works. Okay. So I think my favorite Cat Roca moment was more of a Roca family moment. I'll go back 2015. I'm a rookie coach, and I'm overwhelmed. City's first time in a long time the city gets on the line at D1, and I see your brother, right? And this is Marcelo who's speaking. And I was like, you know what, kids? We're going to go to VCP. Well, coach, what's VCP? We're going to go to Van Cortlandt Park. We're going to go to the Franklin Park of New York, which is probably the toughest course in cross country, the circuit. You gotta go to VCP. But we're gonna go watch. I want you guys to run like the freshman race, sophomore race, because they didn't qualify. But I want you guys to watch the championship race and see what it looks like, high level. And your brother's the one kid from Mass at the time that has the shot. So I'm rooting for your brother. And then I think I'm at maybe 150. I'm on the straightaway, and your dad comes up to me. Race goes off, and your dad says like something so touching to him. He's like, "I really appreciate what you're doing. You're new to the sport. Keep up the good work." And coming from your dad, I'm looking over it like, "You're the guy. Like that's coming from you. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I really motivate me to keep going." Then all of a sudden, the runners are coming out the woods. It's the final. And all of a sudden, I just see this girl come zoom, man. I'm like, yo, who's that? And then, literally, I don't think you know, because you parked probably 10 meters in front of me. It's a stranger. Let's go, Marcelo! When I saw that, I said, I'm not doing enough in the sport. I need to turn all the way up. I got to turn all the way up. Because the way Kat is operating right now, oh yeah, I need to run for her. So that was my Kat Rocha moment where I really appreciated wow, not that it's not necessarily intense, but I appreciated the passion.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
It sent a lot wow, I'm thinking this girl runs for Providence, big Providence, Ray Tracy. You took time for your brothers. So that really, really my favorite Catrina Rocha family moment.
One of mine too.
I think the last one is more. It's. I don't think it's a testament to your family. It's so much to you, but I gotta give Claudio his props because we see a lot of athletes. Their dream is to run on any collegiate level. I believe there's a place for everyone on every level. And I think that Claudio made the very right decisions. Because to see Claudio go to Assumption and run at that level, he's nationally ranked level, D3. So D3 at any nationally ranked at any level is hard. So it was more of a testament to for Claudio to make a decision to go to a school that could benefit him and provide him a chance to compete at a high level athletically and most important academically. So I just want to give you, Claudio, a shout out. And then I think another one was when I met you at Foss and then I met Bree, your teammate. And I was like, I could see why this team was good because I saw how you and Bree were close knit. And I'm like, between Kat and Bree, there's no way that the other 5 weren't going to show up to run because these 2 are turned up. So, the number 3, 4, 5 is going to be yeah, I have to run like them. So shout out to you, Bree. Bree's in Cali. I know you want to go to California tomorrow.
Yeah.
But not Kat. Just definitely wanted to
I think
chop it up with you because I just think I don't want our younger generation to get disheartened or maybe lose hope because even for you, my last question, kind of you stop competing, but you're still competing. And what I mean by that, as coaches, we still compete. And I think that your story is a great story where someone you hit it on the nails, high school, state record holder at one point, get to the NCAA level, All-American team. And then it's the next jump was pros. And then you were training on the pro circuit, running in pro races. And then you shifted. And I think a lot of young men and women can learn from you and your story. This is a prime example of someone who gave back. You're pushing our sport forward. And I think I could speak on behalf of your family. They got to be proud. You're in the position that you are. You're still teaching. We as coaches, we're teaching. We're teaching life lessons and the nuance of how to race appropriately and how to train and diet. And I was so eager to do this with you because I'm like, Providence has always been a top program, but now someone like you, an alum, you can stand right by Ray and like feed this next generation of men and women like, hey, this is what it takes. Look at me. I'm an example. And I think that's powerful. Bear with me. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch base. I know you're super busy, and
No, thank you.
I
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate you.
thank you for the shout out for Marcelo and Claudio. I mean, you made me think back, that race, whenever it was, not 8 years ago now, whatever it was. It was
November
crazy.
25th, 2015.
But just to be able to cheer him on, I think, is an amazing thing that I'm able to do now, like back then and now, even now, it made me just remember, actually we had NCAA regionals for cross at Van Cortlandt Park this past fall. And Marcelo was trying to qualify, the team was trying to qualify, and then it was pretty much, he had to try to qualify on his own, and he had to be a
As an
top
individual.
as an individual. Yep. And he was coming down that finish line, and it was the same reaction I had that just made me think of it. It was so funny. That last 150, I was storming down there. My dad, a couple feet behind me now because he can't keep up, but yelling his name, and it made me literally think back to not 8-9 years ago, the exact same thing when he was in high school. Yeah, just being so excited. I went to Foot Locker 3 times, and I wanted him to have that really cool experience that I had, and just seeing him accomplish that for all the hard work he did, and then seeing it even on the next level, the same exact course, the same type of meet, a regional meet, was just, oh, it was awesome to see. And then Claudio doing his thing at Assumption, D2 school, he was never a state champion, but now he can say he's been to NCAA cross twice. So,
Yep.
it just shows where you can go from high school to college, no matter really where you go. And he's doing great things there. He's the top runner there, and at Assumption, and he's, in hopes of, doing some good things on the track. And he has a fifth year, so who knows if he'll do that. But it's just, I'm really proud of both of them in regards to where they are with their running and as people, and academically they're way smarter than I am, so they got me beat on that. But you know just super proud of them, and I think they have much more to give in the sport, both of them. Marcelo's done this year, and Claudio has another year, but I'm excited to kind of see where they're at and cheer them on. But yeah, done competing, but for me, except these types of things kind of fill that void, coaching, like you were saying, people in the sport, even when you're done competing and you think it's all over, it's not. I found this opportunity, and I'm grateful that Providence and Ray gave me this opportunity where I can now hopefully like fill the void of not competing, but helping people kind of accomplish their dreams and goals on any level, walk on, scholarship, whatever it may be, just to help them throughout their careers here.
Yep. Um, Kat, please enjoy yourself.
Thanks.
Looking forward to see you soon. Enjoy Cali.
Thank
I
you.
know that you guys open up the 15th, New Balance.
Yep, we at the UMass meet, so we're excited about that. And then we'll go to BU for a couple times.
I was actually, we got double booked.
Oh
So
no.
I was actually supposed to announce that BU, the 15th meet, the collegiates at New Balance. But high schoolers, I'm rolling with you guys. So we'll be streaming the meet, but I physically won't be
Yeah.
at New Balance. But my goal is to start to do some collegiate stuff down the road.
I'm hoping to get to some mass meets, the invites and the all state meet and all those kind of, or Division 1, whatever it may be, whatever they call it. But
Division 1 state relays is coming up next week or two. Well, actually, you guys are the 16th? No, the 15th.
We're the 15th.
I think D1's is, let me double check. I think D1's could be the 16th. And the Meet of Champions, which, well, we're not going to unpack that. But so now, Kat, when me and you were in high school, there was an all-state
Hmm.
team champion and they scored it. Now they don't score it. It's just like the best of the
Oh,
best.
okay. Yeah.
And that's cool. But
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. A little different. Times have changed. um,
well, D1 is Saturday the 21st.
okay.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And then Meet the Champions is definitely a good one. Then we have the Northeast invite 13th, 14th, 15th. I'm on the mic then. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And New
Cam.
Balance Nationals will be in Boston, which is really cool for, all those local Massachusetts schools having the opportunity just to go to New Balance track and, run some times, which is cool.
I'm hearing that NCAs might be coming in the next year or two
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think some college around here will host. But
at
that'd
New
be
Balance.
another. Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome. Having
I'm no, I'm
local.
hearing it's coming.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
oh yeah, no, this is the time, and this is why I think it's important for Mass kids to know. Like me and you didn't have that opportunity. Like Mass is starting to stamp itself as the running hub. You and I have traveled Europe. Like a high schooler in Europe, there is no JV. Either you're elite or you're elite. Like they're like, you know what I'm talking about? Like they don't have secondary sports at the schools. Like you're the nicest 10-year-old, you're just running you just run up, right? Where like now we're gonna have in March New Balance Nationals. Weeks later, the World Marathon. Kipchoge to making a final stamp as the official go. Plus the BU mini meets. What city in the world has that?
Yeah,
They'll have
really
a
cool.
marathon, right? They'll probably have some pros, but do they have the scholastic part? Do they have the collegiate part and the professional part? Oh, the state's gonna be on fire the next 4 months.
Hmm.
Grand Prix coming up, New Balance. There's a lot going on, and I think me and you gonna be in the middle of something special. Me hopefully doing the journalism, and you landing some top recruits, and then some of those athletes punching their tickets to the NCA.
Hopefully.
And I just need one last thing from you.
Yeah.
Continue to do what you're doing in a Providence enlarge. Any
Yes.
Providence Friar. I got to represent Providence. Providence,
Got you.
anything large.
All righty. I'll let Ray know.
And tell your dad, especially your dad, super hug. Mom, they're the best. Uncle, I appreciate everything that they have done for me and you to open up the door so you and I to be the coaches that we are today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
I
enjoy your
will.
holidays. Well,
Thank
your
you.
trip. Tell Bria said what's up. Hopefully, I got it right this time. You're going to get the text. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap it up for one of the best to ever do it here in Massachusetts. She's taking her talents now to Providence, and kids, do not hesitate when you see Kat Rocha pick her brain. One of the best to do it, has the experience, has the knowledge. We appreciate you, Kat. Keep up the
Thank
good work.
you. Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, let's see if